Hey everyone, Harry here to talk about the sentencing for criminal contempt of Peter Navarro, aka Mr. Green Bay Sweep. This character is one of the odder in the whole Trump universe, which I know is saying something. He wasn't even in the White House staff. He was sort of a economics guy, and whether he sort of just inserted himself or was somehow invited to play by Trump has never exactly been clear. But he was the proponent of the Green Bay Sweep, named by the famed Vince Lombardi pack of old that would just punish you with Paul Hornung going off tackle after off tackle after off tackle. And that metaphor here referred to his thoughts that what the Trump team should do is serially, rather than altogether, pose challenges to the 6 pivotal states that were close and potentially could swing it for Trump, but do it one at a time. And by the time it was all done, it would just be too late. They would have done the equivalent of delay, gone over it may be January 6th itself, but whatever pertinent deadline. So then chaos would ensue. That's Mr. Green Bay Sweep. Okay, so he's subpoenaed to testify to Congress, and he just says no, invokes executive privilege, but it always seemed really bogus. There was some suggestion that Trump had said something in the press that maybe he should, but no, at least at the time, didn't seem to be any formal invocation, and so Congress voted to refer him to contempt for the DOJ. He's number 4, and we've had 2 prosecutions and 2 declinations by DOJ. So the 2 declinations, and I'll get to them in a moment because it was the really focus of the sentencing here, were Mark Meadows and Dan Scavino. The 2 cases that went forward were Bannon and Navaro. And so at the sentencing here, basically, Judge Mehta said, you haven't shown anything as far as an invocation of executive privilege. It doesn't come close, not even a direction from the president to you to invoke it, notwithstanding that the current president had already said, I won't invoke it. But even so, in judging whether you should be held for sentenced to criminal contempt, it matters that you got nothing here, pal. And by contrast, both Meadows and Scavino had some invocation from Trump. And they worked in both Meadows and Scavino are sort of in the circle in the White House, meaning that not that they have valid claims of executive privilege, but you could sort of call the tie in favor of the defendant, as DOJ is wont to do, whatever claims Trump and Team Trump would make about politicized prosecutions. And, if they genuinely believe they were supposed to invoke executive privilege, that's been enough. That was enough, at least, for DOJ to say, we won't go forward with Bannon. We won't go forward with Scavino. But Bannon has nothing like that. And Navaro really had nothing like that. He's not working in the White House. He's not part of some core executive group, and he had nothing to show when payday came. He had, where's the command by the then president to invoke executive privilege? Blah, 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 nothing. Some stray statement in the press. So DOJ goes forward, and the same as he's convicted. And then this is the sentencing, and the same as with Bannon. DOJ asked for 6 months, and the judge in the Bannon case is a different judge, Judge Nichols, a Trump appointee judge here. Judge Mehta gives the same sentence, however, of 4 months. And there's just a lot of talk all the way through about what the justice system calls horizontal equity. Is Navaro being treated the way similarly situated defendants are? And he's trying to say, look what happened with Meadows and Scavino. And Meadows saying, yeah, but you don't have anything to actually show for that you invoked it, and you don't really have any argument that you're there. Meta says, I believe you believed it, which is a pretty charitable thing for the judge to say, but nevertheless, the objecta indicia are so lacking that it's just it's like ignorance of the law is no excuse. It's really a poor point, and not to mention he's already been convicted. Okay, so Navaro first plans to make no statement, and at the advice of his lawyer, but then at sentencing he decides to, and he's been a jerk, and a kind of crazy jerk all the way through, saying ridiculous stuff that he knows not to be true about the election and January 6th. It's something that Meta actually brought up at sentencing. Navaro's lawyer said he should get acceptance of responsibility, and Meta said, no way, he hasn't taken responsibility for what for his contempt for Congress. He's just re-upped it. And so, but Navaro then decides to make a statement ostensibly against his lawyer's advice. And he basically says, he was just so totally stuck between the commands of Congress, testify, and the president, and what's a poor Harvard educated, I think he brings that out, guy to do. And of course, the answer is he wasn't stuck. He had a rock on this side, Congress giving him a subpoena in order to testify, and nothing on this side, just, the Trump stray public statement. So, he makes that claim, but it's pretty weak. All right. Now, Bannon, the one final point of suspense here, Bannon asked Judge Nichols for bail pending appeal. That's going to be, as these trials play out, including if we get to them for Trump himself, that's going to be a really big question. After someone's been convicted, a judge can give them bail pending appeal, basically if they think they've got a sort of solid claim, not a winning claim, but something enough there to make. They'll give bail pending appeal, meaning they can continue to be at liberty while the Court of Appeals decides their case. If bail versus pending appeal is denied, they got to start their sentence right away. Navaro's 4 months while he appeals it. And the judge here decided 4 months, gave him the reasons why, but has withheld for now the decision whether to grant him bail pending appeal. And given how long appeals will take, if he doesn't get bail pending appeal, it's in essence that he'll have to serve the 4-month sentence even while he appeals. But that would be the upshot of Meta's decision that you really got nothing here. You're just making a kind of factual claim that just doesn't hold up on the facts or the law. So we'll see how that plays out. But otherwise, Navaro goes in the Bannon category as a guy who really doesn't have any excuse for being in contempt. And DOJ, as with Bannon, asked for 6 months. They get 4 months. I think they're probably satisfied with it. By the way, neither Bannon nor nobody, since Bannon hasn't yet, he's still on appeal, has gone to jail on this. And it will, when it happens, if it happens, but I'd say when it happens, be the first time since the infamous days of the Red Scare in the 50s, when some people wouldn't answer Joseph McCarthy's questions and wound up serving contempt of Congress sentences. Hasn't happened since then. So pretty historic and interesting for that purpose as well. So follow what happens both with Bannon's appeal and with Navaro's motion for bail pending appeal. And we'll see who, if either of them, goes in first for the first time since the 50s. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.